Now, you've been down this track with me before several times. Last time I came down here I said I was going to come back for something, and here I am. I've got a garden fork with me. We're going to go back and get those feral potatoes. If there's anything there to be had, that is. It's actually quite nice coming down here in the evening. Very nice and calm, although we can still hear all the road noise, but it's very pleasant looking across the fields, and we quite often see deer in these fields at this time of day, and rabbits. But we got the dog with us, so they won't. The rabbits certainly won't hang around for long. Right, I've got to head off over there. Right, so. Okay, well, sorry, we lost the footage when we were digging up. So what I've done, I've just unearthed that potato plant, and we found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one tiny little feral potato. So enough for a meal for one person there. And what I've done, I've actually just buried that potato plant back into its hole, because assuming this doesn't get dug over and ploughed up, that potato plant could continue to grow and produce some more tubers. We'll check back on it in a week or two and see if it's still alive, and if it is, we'll check back in a month or so and see if it can have some more potatoes. Quite interesting, because I think maybe some garden soil or something has been tipped out on here, because we've also got here a feral pea plant just growing in the middle of nowhere. Now I suppose it's possible that this pea has just been dropped here by a bird or something, but there we go, we've got a feral pea plant, so we'll check back on that as well. We might, if we're lucky, pick some pea pods later on. So here we go, this is the feral potatoes. I'm just going to dish one of those out, a couple of those out, and just going to try it with a little bit of butter on. Let's just see what they're like. Perfectly nice and sound inside, that's good. A bit of butter on there. Let's give it a taste. Really good. It's just the freshness, I think, that makes them taste really good. Potatoes, when they're freshly dug and cooked soon after, really, really tasty. Okay, well, we've just visited the London Mastaba in Hyde Park. Let's head off now, I think, to Chinatown. Let's go get a bite to eat and maybe some weird stuff in a can. Okay, I'm in Hyde Park, and it took me a while to spot them, but I can hear birds squawking up there in the trees. It took me a little while to see what they were, but they are ring-necked parakeets. Let's see if I can get a close view of one. Right there. Can you see it? And this is a colony of ring-necked parakeets that have been living here for quite a long time, I believe. They are naturalised in this part of London, and I imagine with all the ornamental trees here fruiting, and also with all the food waste that people leave around, I imagine they do pretty well.
Wow! Beschäftigt. Ja, das ist ja fein, das ist der Wolle, so ist
So we're out in the forest looking for mushrooms, but it's just far too dry this season, and we're not really finding very much of anything, certainly not very much of any terrestrial fungi. However, I have happened across this beefsteak fungus, and this is one where you can really see why this thing's called beefsteak fungus. Let's have a look at it. So you can really see it does look like a steak, and the texture, well, actually as it ripens even more, will become soft and rubbery and meaty. And if we were to cut this, which I'm not going to do because it just seems a shame to waste it like that. If we were to cut that, it would actually bleed red like a steak. Not one of my favourite fungi. It is edible, although this is beyond the point where you want to eat it, but it's got a bit of a sour taste and a bit of a slimy texture, and I don't find it particularly palatable, so I'm just going to leave that one there. And then interestingly, we've got these little fungi here growing out of the trunk of a fallen oak. Now, I don't even know what these are, so I wouldn't dream of picking these and trying to eat them. No idea what they are. If anybody actually knows these might be and wants to identify them for me, that would be cool. Post a comment if you think you know what these are. We've got a few little sad specimens of oyster mushrooms just hanging on there. Nothing really worth picking. We might be lucky and find some oyster mushrooms in a damp wood pile somewhere today, but I'm not holding out too much hope that we're going to come back with anything in our basket today, really. But never mind, it's nice to be out here in the woods, just walking and enjoying nature. It's actually this bit of woodland that I'm walking through. You can't normally traverse all of it because patches like this ahead of me here are normally far too boggy to walk through, and so it's actually quite difficult to navigate this woodland normally. But this will show you how dry it's been. This is normally a peat bog here, and I can just walk straight across it. A little bit muddy right here. In fact, we can see deer prints and other animals in there, so I'm going to go round it, but normally I'd be up to my knees if I was stood there in that particular spot. We've got a crab apple tree, as evidenced by lots of little crab apples on the ground there. I've spoken about these before actually. I could pick these and make some crab apple jelly, but I'm not really in the mood for that today. So, however, I've got a couple because we'll do something else with them instead. I'm going to let Eva off the lead. Watch this. Eva? Not tasty? Here's one of them. This one. She will chase anything that vaguely resembles a ball. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago I did a video about making my own custom paving slabs. Paving slab stepping stones to get me from the path here across the lawn to the composting area. Just in the depths of winter, this bit of lawn here gets really muddy and soft, and so we've just made our own custom paving slabs. Link in the video description if you haven't seen that video. And they are only tiny, but they are functional, so we just use them as little stepping stones to walk across to the path that goes to the composting area. They're made from concrete with sea glass that I collected and laid into the top. I think they look alright actually. They're a little bit lost in the lawn, but that's fine. They'll do their job. Now we just got to work on actually turning this threadbare grass back into a lawn. It's still recovering really from the drought we had this summer. So we're going to feed it up, reseed it, and hopefully we'll have a lawn again. Anyway, so that's the end of that little project. I just thought you might like to see them where they're finally in situ. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.